The other thing that I think to focus on is, we're going to have a new project plan. And that requires 2/3, which is 6, of the governing body to affirmatively vote for the plan. So it doesn't mean how many are here that night. It means 6 affirmative votes of people here that vote for it. So that's a very high hurdle. So that's something to keep in mind as we kind of go forward, that however we end up on the project, assuming it goes forward, that there needs to be a pretty strong consensus to get to the finish line, which is ultimately approving the project plan, regardless of what type of financing we do.
Does that include the mayor? Did you say
I don't know the answer to that question. Mike thinks it is, but I don't know. We may have to look at the city charter to confirm that. So that's true regardless of which of these financing options you may end up with. So let's go to this page, and again, this is review. We're trying to keep it simple, trying to keep you focused on the big decisions that you need to make. There's a million details in connection with the project like this, and that's part of the imperfect information, because some of those details will be moving around all the time. So as we talked about in July, whether it's TIF or really CID, there are really 3 financing options. What's generally referred to as the developer pay-as-you-go, which is the developer goes and borrows the money, uses their own equity, wherever they get the money, they go get the money, and they use that to pay for the eligible cost, whether it's TIF or CID. And then the city makes available the TIF and the CID revenues to the developer to either reimburse the developer or pay their lender, wherever they got the money. From a risk standpoint, from the city standpoint, that is the lowest risk. You have no debt outstanding. If something goes wrong with the project, it has no impact on you. You don't have to worry about repaying the debt, etc. And as I think you've heard me say before, from a developer standpoint, they like other people's money. And I don't mean that in a pejorative term. It's that they have to, in the best situation, they can probably get a loan of maybe 70 to 75% of the total project cost. I mean, that's the best scenario. So they got to find at least 20 or 25% of other money to pay for the project. Some of that may be equity, but a lot of times in a project like this, it's public incentives in some form, whether it's TIF, CID, or some other incentive. So they're trying to fill that gap, as they usually refer to it.